Hey everyone, so today we're doing 16.1, which is the circumference of the ant area of a circle. So the first thing is that the circumference is equal to 2 pi r, where c is the circumference, pi is pi, 2 is 2. 2 is a constant, meaning it's always going to be 2. Pi is also considered a constant because it's always there. And r is what changes, it's the radius. Okay, so pretty self-explanatory. The steps are pretty simple. We're going to do this practice problem here. So we have a Ferris wheel has a diameter of 40 feet. Okay, remember that a diameter, if this is my circle, right, my diameter is going to be from one side to the other. Okay, so that's the entire distance. That is 40 feet. Okay, so 40 feet. What is its circumference? And you see how it tells me use 3.14 for pi? When the question tells me to use 3.14 for pi, that's what I'm going to use, okay? So my first step is to find the radius. So if my diameter is equal to 40, I need to remember that my radius is equal to the diameter divided by 2. So in this case, it will be 40 divided by 2, which 40 divided by 2 is going to give me 20, okay? Now, my second step is to just replace the values. So all I'm going to do is the circumference is equal to 2 times 20 times 3.14. Now, even though my radius shows up at the end, I usually like to put it next to the 2. And put pi at the end. Does it really matter? In this case, it doesn't, right? We're multiplying, meaning order does not matter in the multiplication, okay? What I really care about is making sure that I multiply 2, 20, and 3.14. So you're going to want to use the calculator for this. Your test may have it on the no calculator portion, but multiplying by 3.14 at the end isn't too bad. You know, it's not a big number that you have to deal with. So they may put that in the no calculator section, but it's not terrible, okay? So when I put that into my calculator, I get that my circumference is 125.6 feet. Now remember, it was in feet, so I have to put the units there, okay? I don't think that the EOC will have something where they'll put 125.6 and give you a different unit as well as one with feet. Just keep in mind that it should be feet. It's not area, meaning it's not going to be square feet. It's just going to be the regular unit without any exponent. Okay? And that's basically it. That's how I solve my circumference, right? Now my area. So I have the area, which is, right, we're going to label it to area. Pi again is a constant, and r is the radius. Okay, now it is always the radius squared times pi. Okay, it will never be different. Now when I do this, my unit will be squared because it's the area. Remember, area is always a unit squared. Okay, so looking at my problem, it says a slice of a circular pizza is 9 inches in length. What is the area of the entire pizza? So remember that if I have a pizza, right, and I have one slice, a slice is going to be something like that. Maybe a little bit, it can be a little bit more accurate. Something like that. It's not going to go the entire length of the pizza for one slice, right? It's going to be split up. It's not going to go the entire length. So what this is telling me is that one of these lengths here is 9 inches. So one of these right there, okay? So if that's the case, then 9 is my radius. I should have been doing that in blue, right? Because step 1 is to find the radius. So 9 is my radius, okay? They're asking what is the area of the entire pizza, okay? And once again, use the 3.14 for pi. So once I've already done my first step, which is finding the radius, which I did in the beginning of the problem, I'm now going to replace the value. So I have my area is equal to pi, or I'm going to actually write in the 3.14 times 9 squared. So now I should know what 9 squared is. Now, we need to remember that 9 squared is 9 squared. It's not 3.14 times 9 and then square that answer. I always need to keep the radius as the only thing squared, okay? The radius, actually, let me write that. Only the radius is squared. It is a very common mistake to do the 3.14 times 9 and then square that answer. That is not the case. The formula, when you actually hear it said, like you'll hear me say in class, is pi r squared. Okay, it's separate. So remembering that, I'm going to do 3.14 still. 9 squared is, remember, it's just 9 times 9, which is 81. And now I can go ahead on my calculator and do 81 times 3.14. And I get that my area is 254.34 inches squared. That's where my units become squared. Okay? Make sure that when you're watching these videos, you take notes. Make sure you get any questions you may have, so that way when we come back from our break, you can ask them to me, okay? These are just the basic information that you need, and then we can go from there once you understand the basic concepts, okay? Now, for your, we'll call it a packet, I guess, you need to do these 2 questions. This is the pages in the book. So the book pages, right? Remember, if you want to find them in the online textbook, maybe you leave your book over the break. The online textbook, this is section 16.1. So you have to go to section 16.1 and you'll find the questions at the end of the section. You're going to do questions 7 and 11. So one is a circumference and one is an area question. Okay? If you're watching this before the break, please ask me if you're unsure of what you need to be doing for that, and I will be more than happy to answer your questions. Okay? So, good luck.